Good afternoon. Paul Jansen, founder of 19cc, Bikers Against Political Islam, and 1931, the Citizens Army. Collectively, we have a board that makes the decisions, and we have it all under the people under the cross. The reason is we've found people started calling us people of the cross, under the cross, etc., because we wear the cross of St. James. We're a secular organisation. We are not a religious organisation, but we do have religious people that are out there, members of 19cc and 1931, and fighting the good fight, often covertly. But the problem is there's just not enough people in the fight. Tink often says the time is now, and he's right. Things are shit out there, they're not getting better. We're having problems where our government's selling off our land, the electricity poles and gas lines, villages, etc., to the Chinese. So the enemy is already within. We've had to broaden because we're really patriots. So what we're really against, anything that's going to harm Australia, the Australian way of life, our children, our family. It's really difficult to see in the future, and some days when I read the newspapers, watch the TV and listen to our politicians, to tell you the truth, I think we're fucked. Other days I'll get a message from someone and they will inspire me. And the more people that are talking in the patriot movement, the better it is, because it helps the movement and we work on strategies together. Now, we've got to recruit. We're part of the Kafir Nation. That means that's a word that the Muslims use for non-Muslims. And for the people of the book, they use the word infidel. People of the book are Christians and Jews, which you would already know. Actually, we know so much about Islam and how bad political Islam is, so it's surprising that more people aren't doing something about it. Now, political Islam is what we're against. We don't care if they pray 5 times a day, but female genital mutilation, any Sharia law, and any other shit we're not going to go for. One of the things that I can't understand, over 98% of the population is a kafir. So why are we giving in to a minority that is harming people in the rest of the world? I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. Some are just scared of Muslims. You know, they're scared of their families, what they're going to do, etc. But what I need our members to do is recruit. I need you to get on your motorcycle and wear the patch and just talk to people. Harry often says it's just about having the conversation. If you have the conversation, people become enlightened. It's like switching on light bulb. Harry was telling us on Facebook the other day, he's travelling around Australia at the moment talking to people about the convoy, the Australia Day convoy. Harry's doing something, taking action. He inspires me every day of the week. Anytime I talk to him, I just think I'm not doing enough. But Harry's on the beach talking to people and just telling them, you know, what's happening. What we need to be doing is letting people know what decisions every week that are poor decisions that their local member is making for them. They will never vote for them again. but we need to then put them in the direction of the people that they should be voting for. When you're out there on the motorcycle, your patch really is distinctive. We don't expect much from our membership. What we expect them to do is go out there and do what bikers like to do, enjoy the biker lifestyle, attend rallies, attend all the charity groups. And that's another thing that irks me, is what does the government do? Because the number of bikers putting their hands in their pocket going on these rides for charities all the time, nearly every weekend there's at least one charity or two or three charity rides on, even locally. So we seem to be doing so much of the government's job, but we just don't have enough people. The only way I see us winning this war against evil, whatever type of evil that's destroying Australia, is without weapons, we'll be at the ballot box. But again, it's a numbers game. What we need to do is intimidate our politicians in our own backyard. We need to have leaders in the different electorates that are putting people together, bringing people together, inspiring people. How would it be if in your electorate 300 people went down to the local member and motorbikes and others naturally, and knocked on his door or her door and said, "You're doing what we want you to do, or we're fucking you off." You know, it's going to be your end if you're not going to do what the people want, and we are the people. It's got to be about intimidation. It's got to be telling them how we feel and what the consequences are. There's a thing that they call rebel, and politicians, the majority of them never rebel against the party, the political party. So they just go the political party line, not the line that is for the people. Those sort of people are just sheep, and they're just there for the money. And a good example you would have probably heard of from me before was up in New England, which is Armidale Town within New South Wales area, Barnaby Joyce. All the elderly tell me how good he is, what a nice bloke, and how he's been helpful to everyone. Yet, if you have a look at his voting, he's voted twice against pensions being put up, even though there were times when the money was available. He voted against it, voted raising the amount of pensions, looking after the pensioners, and then he's got us voting for him and saying he's a nice guy. Well, I'll tell you, he's an asshole. And probably the people in your area, in your electorate, are assholes. We've got to start owning our own backyards, but we can't do that unless we have the numbers, and how we get the numbers is recruiting. It's not hard to recruit because we're not expecting too much of people. We just want you out there wearing the patch and pissing off Muslims. When you go into a service station, like many of you are already doing in every state, don't take off your helmet, because they don't ask the Muslims to take off their burqas. And just let them know that. Just say it's not going to happen. Let's take back our electorates, our patch. That's our trenches, that's our fighting grounds. That's where we're going to win this war. So I ask that you go out and recruit people, have the conversation, invite, tell them what's expected. And the main thing that will be expected is we're hoping that they will attend the female genital mutilation awareness ride. They will attend the child brides ride, and they'll definitely be attending Harrow's convoy to keep the Australia Day date the same. So I just wish you all the best in your recruiting. Stay safe.